You can't hear the music at all. Well, shit. Well, shit. You cursed me, work line. Look what you did to me. You did this thing. Can you hear me? You can hear me, yes? Can't hear the music. Can hear me. Music was played. Hold on. I know how to check this. Uh, blame work line. It's all his fault. Well, that's totally wrong. There's the problem. How did I miss that? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So I tried to do it the cool way and I totally failed. It's largely because I'm not cool. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch shit. Try it one more time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shills, where Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. All right, so our guest is running just a few minutes late. Yep, about 3 minutes late, actually. So I'm not 100% sure what to do for him at the moment. He's supposed to be in any second now. Said he had to close down some stuff and he'd be in as soon as possible. But I do have a few. I don't know. I do have a few people in chat, so we'll go through and talk to these people, see who we got here. We're gonna roll back on the big screen because I want to see who the first person in was because they're the cool ones, right? They're the ones we all want to be. Mr. Bean and GW. That is Mr. George, and he seems to be having a big old time over there, walking his dog and living in very dangerous environs. Um, this man is the only cop watcher I know that does it from his hotel room. It's amazing. I mean, almost every day uploading new content, like quite often, or at least he was. I don't know what happened to his channel, but he's got a new one, so we're gonna we're gonna run with it. I'll be dropping that link occasionally in chat when the mood strikes me. Um, roll it on back. We got Mr. Work Lion himself. We have American Justice of Texas. We can do it, in fact, even with all of the screw ups. But here's my question, and I need this one answered. Can you hear this? Could you hear that at all? Because if not, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Because I'm not even sure I'm actually coming in on this mic because that's not the one that was actually hooked up. Um, so yeah, no, it's a normal Sasquatch stream where everything goes absolutely horrible and we pretend we did hear it. We did hear it and it was super loud. Well, fucking great. That's fantastic. I at least want it to be heard. All right, so we can do this thing, assuming our guest shows up. But yeah, we're going to give him a few minutes to come in while we do this. And I might throw American Justice of Texas under the bus, drag her up here. Waka waka. Let's see. We got ATL Auditor. He's in here, previous guest. Who all we got? Got a whole bunch of us just chatting. Elizabeth Rojas, welcome to the show. Dawn Lee, welcome. Hood's Custom Shop. I really wish my guests would show up. This would be a lot easier. Heather Holt, Cammed Up Caveman, Russell Sperry, welcome to the show. It's good to see all y'all. It's good to see y'all again. We got some new people in here. They seem to have raided in from was that Hood's Custom? Oh, he's in chat. He's right here. Hood's Custom Shop. He just come off being live 30 seconds ago. I was sitting there. When I'm prepping a show, I bring up a live stream to sit and play and make noise so that I can hear what's working and what's not working. Usually I come in on my phone to hear what's actually coming out the other side. But today the roof folks showed up to give me an estimate on the roof and things just kind of, I ended up walking in and sitting down about 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the show. And quite frankly, y'all caught me slipping. So there. Oh, we got some action in the background over here. Let's see if it's a real person. All right. Do you have a avatar? Do you want to use your avatar? I can't hear you until after I bring you up. If you don't want to be seen, just hit the camera button and it'll put something else up. I can't hear you. There's no point talking at the phone. I can't hear you until I bring you in. I'm live right now. I'm going to have this conversation live just so that we can have the full joy of how hard it is to do one of these shows. But you're cool with being seen. Nod. Thumbs up. Yes. All right. We're going balls deep on this one, folks.
What's up, everybody? I'm having to use my phone, so technical difficulties as usual.
Welcome to the show. I'm the Sasquatch, and we do technical difficulties. That is the primary content we have here. Have you been watching this madness? This is start raving batshit crazy. For some reason, when I started everything up, even though I did it in the right order, and I have a checklist over here to make sure everything gets turned on right. I did it in the right order. I was sitting here ready. I'm waiting. Everything's good. All right, we started it up. They're like, we can hear you in the background, but we don't hear any music. I'm like, man, fuck all of you people. All right, we're gonna do this. So, how are you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm doing sounds like about like you. You know, everything going good all of a sudden 1 minute, and then the next minute it's like all holy hell's falling apart.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I wasn't that bad, man. I'll just be honest. It's a little nerve wracking. I can go on your panel, I can go on somebody else's panel, and I'm as relaxed as a chili bean. But right before I go live on one of my shows, oh my god, I just get so freaking good. As soon as we get going, I'm okay. But
Well, it's because you're responsible for the whole thing, probably. You know what I mean?
I
It's all
guess so.
good. But I'm still trying to pull this up on the computer, so I might end up switching over here in a few minutes, but I doubt it because this piece of crap ain't going to work.
Well, I'm just saying, if you can, that's no problem. We'll work right through that. We're gonna get that out of my ear. We're gonna take a look at a couple of your videos, but before we do that, um, I got a few more people in chat I want to say hi to, and then we'll roll in on you. So I'm gonna make you a little person in the corner, and we're gonna do this thing and try to get back on track because I screwed the pooch coming in right out the gate. Yeah, I can't help that. That's just natural. That's the way that works. What I have to do is figure out which button to push. There we go. I'm a professional. We pretend to be professionals. We fake it until we make it. That's the secret. That's the secret. That's all there is to it. Go live. Go live.
Make it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Anyway, so all right. We got as far as Don Lee, Heather Holt, Little Ridge Farms. I want to cover his channel. He's got some cool stuff. They got some cool stuff. Mark Wilson, CH and TY Audits. That's pretty cool. We've got Sherry Ives. Welcome back. Miss Judd is in the house. Thank you for coming in, Judd. I could use your help tonight because it's already gone horribly AWOL. So we're going to be doing to finish all of this. It'll be great. But we're going to be doing an abbreviated show tonight. My man wants to get back to work, so I'm gonna try to steamroll us right through all this trash. It'll be all right. Editing is an amazing thing. I love it. I hate it. I hate editing. My computer hates editing. Okay, so you are for public safety
In the flesh.
in the flesh, and you've got about 3 months of content. Is this your first channel?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had a channel before, but I didn't know anything about YouTube. It was just something to. No, this is it, man.
YouTube before, and now you're actually trying to make a go of it as a utilizable platform.
Yeah, I had no idea there was such a thing before. Like, I just thought it was a normal entertainment value platform where people could go and watch stuff. I didn't realize that there was this whole group that you could go in and actually make your own stuff for it.
Well, there are communities of communities, man. There's like 7.6 billion accounts on YouTube, and only something like 900 million of them actually make content. And out of that, something like 30 million are actually bot accounts that poach everybody else's content and re-upload it.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I mean, you make of it what you will. People are competing for views, but there's no point. There's so many people on YouTube that there right now there is a kid in Southeast Asia who cannot wait to find your channel. He doesn't even know it.
Right.
He has no idea that you're his favorite YouTuber until he see up. We lost him. It'll be good. But anyway, no, the point stands. The greatest softball player has never touched a softball. He's in Southeast Cambodia and is fighting for his life. He's not a you get what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I accidentally just backed all the way out of this.
It's easy with a phone. It's so easy with a phone.
Damn it.
Starting a little intro over here, and I'm gonna let that play up after wait, first. Why'd you start your channel?
Oh man.
You
You know,
go ahead.
uh, that's a very open-ended question.
I'm aware.
Well, you know how they say back the blue until it happens to you?
Exactly.
Yeah, it happened to me. My family, and my girlfriend and I, and our kids, well, her kids, but you know, my family. Um, it happened to us. We were the subject of retaliation from small town local government, and you know, they're able to make a regular family's life spin out of control real well. So when we started fighting them, I guess I'm going to throw quote fingers, you know, like standing up for ourselves. Next thing you know, we were the subject of the retaliation, and it just went way south real quick. And I mean, there's really no limit to what some of these people will do within their power. So it all just kept coming at us from different angles. I mean, the more we stood for ourselves, the more damage that would be done from another perspective. And we finally had enough one day, and there was a day, a specific day. Um, we were the victims of a botched raid in which Tiffany, official misconduct to my girlfriend, it was the
Last week's
recipient of a broken spine. I got to take the butts of guns. Um, they shot an AR in our yard. I mean, I thought they shot me, but you know they were firing it for whatever their reason. But they fired a gun whenever I answered the door, which pretty much destroyed any ability that there may have been for everything to go smooth on their part. I mean, they shot a damn AR as I opened the door. So everything went nuts. Everything went south. Everything went wild. I didn't fight. We caught it on recording. And there's your keywords. We caught it on recording.
There you go.
And everything just kept going bad until they realized there was a recording going. And that's when they started trying to change their tune during the incident to some degree. But, you know, they still did so much damage. I mean, they beat the tar out of me. They broke her back. You know, they took a bunch of property that belonged to me, which was my uncle's who had passed away. And they had made a fake warrant based on that property. So they didn't get to leave here without making it look like they had a good reason to be here, which was taking his property. And then they lost it while it was in their possession.
Of course,
So, you know, what is it?
of course they did. That's just
Yeah.
the way it works. They take it into evidence to keep it safe, and then it goes missing, and they get an extra $800-900, whatever
Not
it
in
is.
this case. They actually gave it to a different family member, but that's not the way the will read.
That's not supposed to work.
Yeah, this is just an incompetent agency that were backpedaling to do whatever they could to hurry up and erase their part in it, and they made a lot of mistakes in that process. You know, one of them being they just got rid of that property. They just got rid of it. Whoever was there first, man, was going to be the recipient. Didn't matter what the law was. But, you know, obviously, listen who I'm talking about. They don't care what the law is.
Not at all. They are the law.
Yeah, they're the law. Right.
They are the law.
So really, it boils down to one specific agency in each matter. But the whole thing started, like I said, out of retaliation because we stood up to a Department of Child Services agency. That's what started it.
I'm gonna bring up the little bit bigger screen so folks can kind of read what's on the screen if possible. Go ahead. That's the video is up that you're currently talking about. So go ahead.
Oh, is that the one where I addressed the?
Think so.
No, that's the prosecutor. That's you're fast forwarded in time right there. The first one would go back to a man named Brad Fortner. He is the regional director of Department of Child Services. Do you
Right.
have the ability to reach into my channel real quick while you got this? Or
In your channel right now. What would you like?
okay, go to the very first video. It's got something to do with child.
Okay, so at this point in time is when I would usually trigger the YouTube paleontology bit, but because my OBS is absolute trash and made of spaghetti noodles, we're not doing it. I'm just gonna say that I'm a YouTube paleontologist. This was his first video. Is exactly what he just requested.
Yeah,
Department
there's the very first one. Yeah.
uh,
If you want to breeze through the
here's
beginning of that, I'll explain it afterwards.
y'all should say if you want it to play through so everybody could hear it, I'm perfectly cool with that. But the thing is if this channel gets popped with a copyright later about that video, somehow you got to figure out how to release it. I don't know how.
Yeah, you won't have a problem on this video. You might later, so I'll warn you before. If you want, you can go ahead
I don't care
and
about
run this
copyright
one.
claims. I just don't want to tie copyright takedown on the episode. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I hear you. No, this one you're about to hit play on, you won't run into any content problems on this one at all, for
And
sure.
we'll let her.
It's a little crappy because I didn't know what I was doing, but you all hang in there. You'll understand the context of it.
No, you haven't seen very many of my shows, have you? Have you checked out the YouTube paleontology bit?
A little bit of it. Yeah, I kind of got a little bit of a gist, and that's about it, man. I'm sorry, dude.
Very first video and just show the thing in its entirety, whatever it is. And some of them have been 12 or 14 years old, and years before they started actually making content, they done forgot it was up there.
Yeah.
In your case, you started the channel with this intent.
Yeah, this was just the very first one that we made public. Like, I mean, I had posted other incidents and recordings on different platforms like Facebook and stuff, but like I didn't know about this world right here, the YouTube world in which you could get out there yourself and publish your experiences. Like I didn't know about that. I just knew about social media where you could post about what you're going through. How you feeling today? Well, I feel like shit because the judge screwed me over. You know what I mean?
YouTube's like the world's worst reality show everywhere all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But at least it is real compared to the freaking mainstream media, man. They're fake as hell. Anyway.
No, sir. I have to disagree on that. YouTube has its terms of services set so that they can deuce out anybody that says anything they disagree with, and you'll never even know why or how it happened unless they manage to make a channel that can stand on its own 2 feet again.
Well, I mean, I can say this much. So far, this has been the only platform that I've actually been able to get anything out there, the truth, in this type of fashion, in a social media sort of fashion, in a way that I can actually tell people the story. Because all the other platforms that give you these teeny tiny little ways to communicate, and they're short, like your comment box. You can't sit and type out what you can get in a 45-minute video. You can't type that out in a comment on a thread, but you can do that here. You can get out there and you can post what happened, but you have to edit the hell out of it. You have to keep it limited. You have to, watch all that stuff and copyright strikes and everything else. But at least this one so far for us has been the most productive way for us to be able to tell people what has been happening from our perspective.
And that's really all you can do. You can't make them do right. The only thing you can do is show the world that they're not doing right and wait and hope that somebody somewhere cares.
Yeah, that's it. There are people that care, and that's what we found in this community. So, but yeah, if you want to play that through till, I'll jump in and tell you when it no longer matters, but I'll give you an idea how all this sort of the shit storm that is my channel content today, this is how that shitstorm started.
Right. I got you. Too loud enough. Yes, many. Any questions, Mr. Fortner? Why not?
I'm gonna head lunch.
Okay. Well,
set up an appointment.
I would like to do that with you.
Yeah.
I would like to set up an appointment as soon as possible. This is Tiffany. I'm Chris.
I'm not gonna have this discussion, so.
Well, I mean, you will eventually.
You can do it however you want to do it with your recordings, that's fine, but I'm not having this discussion with you.
This is our business.
We've already had it before, we already provided you with answers.
No, you didn't. You didn't hear me out.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't hear me out.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the end of it.
So, yeah, that's the end.
Abuse and neglect, you can call
I'm
the
sorry?
hotline, you can make a report.
Attack?
Yeah.
There was no attack, ma'am. I have it all recorded.
Yeah.
You got to dig into the YouTube sound studio.
Really, the only way I can force them to leave is to trespass them. If they refuse, then I take them to jail. So.
Yeah, well, then I guess that's what we're gonna do.
But I mean, we didn't break any laws or
It doesn't
anything. We're here to
matter. This is
conduct
a-
official business
Does
with
the state?
It doesn't matter.
tax-paid money.
We've got
I mean,
other
it's,
stuff going on.
It doesn't matter, okay?
Why
They can
not?
trespass anybody they want from this property.
I hear you, cammed up, K-Man. That's a job there, brother. And I thank you.
Okay, so even though you pay into taxes, doesn't mean you have stock in
This
this
is a
building.
public facility.
So are you saying Thornton's is public?
Wait, what did he? Wait.
So are you saying
Hold
Thornton's
on.
is public?
So are you saying Thornton's is public?
How come guys just try to trespass you from public? Did he admit it was public and then try to make you leave?
Somebody owns this building and it's not you, correct?
Yes, actually tax money, right? Isn't this officially?
You're wrong, okay? Okay,
Why
they can
not?
trespass anybody they want from this property for
That's
no
fine.
reason. My name is right here. My name is right here.
What kind of Mickey Mouse bullshit are they running there?
I don't say with him anymore. Don't even say with him anymore.
Oh wait, no, I know what this is. This is the town idiot clubs. They don't bother having a town idiot. They just all take turns.
Then I would call the Indianapolis chapter.
We have. We've actually got a lawsuit going against us.
Okay, then you probably have no other business here. If you've already
No,
taken
we are.
it to a
This is
lawyer-
the business for the lawyer.
But if you've taken it to a lawyer, then he needs to start dealing with stuff, not you guys.
We're going to court for custody in a week.
That's how it has to be dealt with.
Well, yeah, but no, they have to give us the service we pay for.
That's
So
wrong. Your lawyer can subpoena those records, so that's. how
it's
you
not
go
a
about
record.
it.
It's an overturning
I'm not gonna argue
appeal.
with you guys
Well, you don't
anymore.
understand.
I'm not even arguing anymore. We're not even arguing anymore. We're not even arguing anymore. We're not even arguing anymore.
Can't,
No,
okay.
you need to leave.
So we're being trespassed from
You are
public.
being trespassed. You need to go.
Okay.
You
You
guys
won't
are
give us,
trespassed, so
You guys are trespassed, so. You guys are trespassed, so.
you need to leave.
Yeah, you could probably stop it there. You get the gist. I just go on rambling about law for the next 30 minutes for the rest of it. like I said, man, it's almost embarrassing watching this. I had to leave it up as it stood because it was the opening video to my channel, and not only that, but the basis behind everything that's been happening ever since. Now, mind you, this incident right here is 2 years into being an involvement of a case. In other words, this is part of a case that's been going on for 2 years.
Right.
What you're witnessing there is my very first video. When I introduced a video to you guys, what you're witnessing is you're coming in the middle. You're coming in 2 years after it's already been going on. So the man that we were confronting there his name's Brad Fortner, and what his position is with the government is he is the regional director of like a 4-county area of the state of Indiana. He is responsible for all of the Department of Child Services employees.
All of them in 4 counties.
Yeah, it's like 4, maybe even 5. I don't know. I know it's a region. It's Region 18. And what you're witnessing there, that man was responsible for doing the worst thing that human beings can do in the government, in my opinion, which is removing children from Tiffany, who was in fact found by the courts to have never have done anything wrong. But that process took 1.5 years. She was falsely accused of a domestic originally, which was like one of 13 accusations that had happened over a short period of time. It's all her ex-husband just trying to get her in trouble. You know what I mean?
Right. Trying to use the system for lawfare.
Yeah, and he's taking advantage of obvious buffoons who they can't conduct this legal business to save their lives doing it. I mean, look what they're doing. I mean, like you said, it's like a clown show. I mean, and that's just one office, and it happens to be probably the most prestigious. I'm going to throw this prestigious of child welfare offices in the area because that happens to be the main location for the state where the regional director works. So they're probably the best behaved ones.
So
They're
the one is trafficking kids.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like the top of the pigsty bin.
Let me tell you something about being top shit. You know that little white spot on top of bird shit? You know what it is? Also bird shit.
Yeah, still bird shit.
Yeah.
Right.
No better than the rest of it. Hey, Ozark Yeoman, welcome to the show. We've got MVTV, Montana Vigilante TV. I said it right that time. We got Heather Holt, Ginger Boss Audits, who recently changed his name. Y'all go check him out. He's got some neat stuff. We've got Strange and Unusual's entered the building. We've got Mama Gnome. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Thank you for coming by. We've got Cammed Up Caveman, Word 'em Up TV, Farlap Moves, Lenny Cottingham, Ozark Yeoman, Official Misconduct, and the mod god himself, Judd.
A lot of my people's in that list, man. Thank you all for being here. We love you.
I
We appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man. We've kind of spread a lot of this information out throughout YouTube land, within the community. But each and every time, we develop a little bit stronger support system. So, that's what this is all about, guys, is, having each other's back. I'm learning to do that now too. Like, I mean, of course, anyone that has the drive to get involved in this community is going to be a person that's going to try to help others too. But I mean, unfortunately, it's difficult because, well, for a lot of reasons, but one is because many of the people who are in this community started out in this community fighting their own battle,
And some of them done.
Yeah, I mean, and you can only imagine just one case on one human being is detrimental to their entire life. I mean, you lose one felony case that lands you in prison, everything just got destroyed. You have to start square one after serving time. So a lot of the people that are in this, man, I mean, they have big, huge, true hearts, and they are doing everything they can anytime they reach out to help anyone else in any way. So, hats off to this community, man, because it's a lot of love in this community. It's what it is. A whole lot of love. and a lot of work, a lot of effort, but I'm starting to learn to do it too. There's a few of my newer videos that are actually about other people and other incidents, and I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit here and there, to the best of my ability with the allotted time that I do have, which ain't much, and I work full time. So there goes a lot of the trolls are going to be pissed off because they're not going to say that I live in my mom's basement and don't have a job. Sorry, guys, but I'm a 20-some-year business owner and I own my own stuff.
Fantastic.
I can't let you have that one. Sorry. But yeah, the time is limited, so it's hard to, every one of these videos is not just about editing and producing the video. It's not about that time, not just that, but you have to get the documentation, which we show in the videos how the people that are behind those clerks' windows, they will fight you tooth and nail on every little bit of information you go to get. It takes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years, sometimes you never get it. So you could be focused on one incident and busting your ass just trying to get a few elements of facts to produce a video with, and you might never get through that video because they never give you the FOIA documentation.
That's right.
You could lose weeks working on one video and then never get it produced. So
actually get completed because you don't have the last bits or the wrap up or whatever it is you need.
Yep.
I can't.
That's one of the.
I don't do that type of videoing.
Yeah, man, it's time consuming. It's a bitch, is what it is, because you go to just all you're waiting on is one call back or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can just get that one call back, you can have some content about that part of the subject, and you could have your calls in with 50 different people and have made 200 calls, and the only thing you're going to get is somebody finally calling back and say, if you call again, you're going to be charged with harassment. So
exactly. See,
speaking of that,
is how in the hell can you get trespassed from a place they're supposed to provide the service you're there to acquire?
Yeah. All right. So in the first one, what we were doing, and mind you, this is 2 years in, okay? There was another incident that happened with Tiffany's kids, with one of them. All right. And the Department of Child Services from the area where the child lived refused to get involved because we threatened a lawsuit on them for the first one, and we'd been filing grievances and taking it all the way up to the governor's office, complaining, about what they had done in the original instance. So what they did was they passed the buck. A child's life was in danger. The welfare of this child was necessity to be looking into, and that agency passed the buck, and it took them a week to get it over to that office that you saw us go to in that video. So it was a week after the incident. The kid's dad got locked up and went to a mental institution, and the child was missing, like literally technically missing for 3 days. And then finally, after we found the kid, found out where the dad was, learned about what happened, found out that the child had been put into a safe environment. Finally, 3 days later, they call us and say, hey, we're going to do an investigation on that child's welfare for you. From a different county, because the other county didn't want to be involved anymore. All right, dumbasses, could have been our kid's life, but there you are. So that's how they started with that case, the one that you saw us going that door over. They completely botched that investigation all to hell. Their paperwork wasn't right. They didn't, do a proper investigation, and which was fine by us. We took it upon ourselves to utilize the legal system in the way that we'd learned how by that point, which, as you heard, we got a lawyer. We were, at that point, we were expecting to go to court for custody in the emergency hearing and just get custody back. Like it should have been that simple,
It should have been. It should
but
be.
you need to show the evidence to the circumstances that happened between the other person gaining custody, the issues that the child dealt with during that time period, and then the reason why you're wanting to reestablish custody now, of course. Like you want that documentation. And most court admissible evidence requires it to be their version of things. So in other words, it has to be like a record, like a court document or a state office report, something like that. So we had a lot of that stuff. I'm sorry, Sasquatch, what you said?
Did affidavit cover that?
There are multiple ways to get what we were there for that day, but none of them were going to be quick enough for our upcoming emergency hearing.
Right.
The only thing they had to do was we had already called ahead and requested it through FOIA. All they had to do was open the file cabinet, pan to her name, grab the redacted document that was already prepared for us by the attorneys, state's attorneys, and pass it through the window and say, sign right here and give me your ID. That's all they had to do. But because we had cameras on, because of who we were, because Brad Fortner intercepted us in the parking lot, because of all those reasons, because of 2 years of calling in on him and shining a light on what a piece of shit he is and how he don't belong in that service, that was the reaction instead, is they accused us because we showed up to get a document we requested. They decided that instead, when they saw us, they were going to get scared. Their feelings were going to get all jacked up, and they were going to call the police and accuse us of attacking him in the parking lot. That's what was said in that case. They said that we attacked Brad Fortner in the parking lot.
That's another thing that bothers me. We have this issue here in Georgia where if you wander into a police parking lot and you're doing the whole like filming the cars and whatnot, you're liable to have a cop come out and tell you can't be in that parking lot because it's actually a secured area, but there's no fence, there's no sign, there's nothing there to suggest it's secured in any way, but they still try to claim it.
Right.
Now, my local town is exempt from this because our police department doesn't have any private parking. There is a single 2-space parking slot that is between basically the courthouse and lawyer where the police can park outside of like people walking through. You can't walk through there, but that's it. In front and behind is all public parking. So if you're dealing with the police up here or the courthouse, you're parking in public parking, and so are the cops.
Yeah.
So it kind of keeps everybody on.
Don't worry, in that good old boy network like that, they'll find lots of other reasons to be pointing fingers at everybody.
Well, locally, I tried filming my cops. They didn't care. Locally, it's not an issue at all. But it might be because I grew up with the sheriff and we rode the same bus, and
it could be. Well, here's what I'm learning. If people were to watch our content, you'll see that ours might be just a little bit different avenue than the majority, because a lot of this community is auditors or cop watchers. And I'm not going to say that we don't audit and cop watch, because we absolutely do. That's our being able to pay back the community for what they've done for us, the support that they've given us. That is our way of giving back, because now that we've learned what they've been doing it for has been precisely for the people in the positions that we found ourselves in after we woke up one day. We realized we were in the position to need our constitutional rights to work for us. And it was like, holy shit, that's what those people have been doing all this time. That's what they were doing. And I never thought they were bad or anything, not personally, but I've always thought it didn't make as much sense to me as it does now, obviously. But we get out there and we test our agencies, and we go to different places now and we test their agencies. But one thing that I've found, I kind of learned it's not completely different. Other people do it too. But if you look at the content on my channel, I'm more of I expose corruption. It's not just showing you corrupt actions. I am digging deeper and finding corrupt people and doing corrupt things.
I know what you're talking about, but you're not quite ready to release any of that stuff. But we can talk about.
Yeah, I'm already knee deep. It's what you're talking about is just another. Which there we go. Surprise, people! I've got a video coming out soon that's going to blow your freaking mind.
I'm excited.
Man, I've got to figure out. I got to get my head together to figure out how I'm going to produce it. It's so much amazing stuff. Like, not good. It's not good stuff. It's terrible what happened. But it's just, I can't wrap my mind around the information that's going to need to be put into this particular video. It goes all the way back to the same actors, which that's about probably the majority of the information that I feel like I can give at this point. Is that the video that I'm about to start working on, that I've actually been working on for a while, but I'm actually about to start producing this thing finally. It is going to be part of my exposure to my channel's content, the original content. And one way you guys can tell the difference between in my videos, I know a lot of people get pissed because of how much music I put in them now, which I'm trying to, find my niche with all that. But what you can do in my videos, if you want to know if the content of the video that you're opening up is going to be about my personal case and the people that are involved, what you'll see in the intro is going to be where it says, in the middle, it'll say Clark County Police, and then it shows dirty judge, dirty law enforcement, and dirty DCS. So it's that one, the one that says Clark County. That's going to be a video that is based on the Clark County corruption. Okay. Right. The rest of them, I don't use that part of the intro. I just do, other stuff that might be more involved on the whatever the content is that I'm getting ready to produce that video on. But yeah, that's how you can tell. So the video that is getting ready to be done is on Clark County content, and it is crazy, guys. I've known about it for a while, but I have been given consent to publish this.
I can't wait. I'm
story.
Excited. I actually know a little bit more about it than is out in the public, and it's going to be great.
I haven't even been able. I'm not even in the position to have been able to tell you everything. You're one of my backstage roadies, man, and we have people that we run stuff across one another and help each other, iron things out and make sure that we're not doing anything illegal, and we help each other out with this stuff. This one here just. Whew, that's a
large part of what this channel is really all about, is trying to bring together different communities and individuals from the different communities so that we can all put together better content. I like good videos as much as the next guy, but keeping the secrets ain't helping make good content.
It's no secret if someone was to sit down and watch what people are producing. I mean, you can see. Well, I know it's not like super obvious to everybody, but once you've created a couple or done a couple of these, had a couple of these experiences, you can see the basic structure of it. It's pretty much, you make yourself a little intro, you tell people what the subject matter is, and then you just go to the place. And it ain't like we're editing to make these people look a certain way. You just go to the place, you film it, whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? And then you go back home and you cut the shit out that didn't, like, whatever nothingness was, like waiting for an hour for a clerk to come back and say, hey, I got this for you. That's the part you cut. That's it. You're not cutting out like some kind of crazy thing where you instigated somebody. You don't cut none of that out. You need that content to make it interesting. So yeah, no, that's the basic idea is just to, I'm going to give everybody's secret out there, and I'm brand new. I hope people don't get pissed off at me, but you just have an intro, you describe what your story is about, and then you put out there everything that is in a time frame matter of the incident that you experienced, and then you say goodbye.
Right.
That's it. I'm trying to implement a little bit of like, I'm trying to sort of introduce like piggybacking story stuff, because like I said, I've been working on the exposure of particular corruption of specific agencies, starting internally, starting with the one in my own backyard, the one that I know about all the way through and through, So I'm starting with that one. And then not only is that giving me the experience to be able to know what to look for and what questions to ask when I go to other agencies, but it's like, this is practice. You know what I mean? It's practice making a video, learning how to make a video and put it onto a platform and uh, add music to it and
It's-
reach monetization. I mean, all of it,
I'm not
man.
even talking about monetization. No. Monetization is this thing they dangle out in front of you, and then just before you get that, they change the terms of service, snatch 1,000 view hours from you. Don't explain anything about it or even let you know it happened. You
Well,
notice one morning when you go and check a video that had 53,000 views, and now you've got 12,000 views on it. And it's like, the fuck just
yeah,
happened? I don't
yeah.
understand.
And a lot of times, what happens to boost. You might put out the best video on YouTube, like the most craziest, wildest incident on YouTube, and it might not get any traction. There,
Right.
you might wake up every morning and see 12, then 13, and 14 views, and it's nothing. But when the right platform, the
When
right
some
channel
hunter comes
sees
along,
it, man, they'll publish it. Next thing you know, you wake up and you got 13K, 40K, you know, yeah. And that's a lot of times how people take off out of nowhere too, I'm sure. But you know what? It's all the same thing, though. You have to understand what you're doing if you're going to do it on purpose.
right.
Other than that, I would suggest to everyone, and I mean this, I wish me knew this. I wish me knew this 3 years ago, without anyone having to tell me. I just wish I would have known this. Do not have one single legal encounter, except for if you have to in court because of the law. Do not have an encounter without recording it with any employee of the government
In any frame. I
ever.
don't care if you're out hunting and they wander up and they're out hunting and y'all just happen to be. I would, and I hate to be that asshole, but I would record my pocket just
Yes.
in case.
I don't have it in here with me, but I've got a little audio recording device that I always have with me when I leave the house. Like it hangs with my keys.
Right.
And, that is the very least amount of protection that a person should have on their persons every time you don't even have to be going to public. I mean, look at our circumstance. They came in our house,
Right. No,
you know?
I'm terrified of it. I live right across the street from a police station. I can bounce a tennis ball off of it out my window. Right.
Yeah.
And so if someone were to attempt to swat me, no one would know anything about it until it was too late. So the way I defended against that concept is I've already talked to the chief of police and the sheriff. I'm a YouTuber. I do live streams, and they love to swat people who are doing live streams while they're live. And so, in the event that any weirdness comes out of my homestead, just give me a little ringy ding. You have my personal number. I will immediately answer it. I have your number programmed into my phone. I will immediately answer it.
Well, it's a shame, but here's the truth. The truth is that what you're doing when you have any encounter with an employee of the government is you are having a lawful interaction, a legal interaction. And just like when you go to the gas station and you spend $102 in gas these days, you want that receipt so that you can prove it in case you get audited on your taxes,
Exactly.
right? Why would you think that it would be okay to believe that it would be a bad idea to make sure that you keep the receipts? Like that's what it's the same things as saying you don't need to film your encounters with the police officer. That's like saying you don't need to keep or receive receipts when you purchase expensive things. Like you need to be able to prove what happened. I'm sorry, but
No, I firmly believe if you can document it in triplicate, you probably should. I tell ATL that what he should do is get some SD cards and go home and strip everything off of his hard drive onto those SD cards and then mail them in a book to his childhood sweetheart with a note to not read the book until he's dead.
yeah,
Then, and then if nothing ever happens and he has no troubles and it's not a problem, no one ever has to be none the wiser. But
yeah,
if something happens and he loses everything in a botched raid or something or other, oops, the concussion grenade happened to go off inside your hard drive.
yep.
Oops.
Yeah, and I know that sounds like holy crap, that never really happens to people, but no, it happens a lot to people who are targeted for that reason. So, like the people in this community might be a lot more apt to agree with the concept that their hard drive might be wiped by government officials.
Yes.
Because
accidentally, because they
when they know that we are taking this information, they are very much more apt to do that to those people. They really are. I mean, it happens to a lot of people that do what you see on these platforms, on this platform. It happens to a lot of people. Like the percentage is crazy.
It is. Well, I mean, you're most likely to encounter cops after you've encountered cops. So once you have an interaction with a particular police force, you are much more likely to have further interactions with them. And if they manage to arrest you or without being charged for it, then they will certainly be screwing with you again as soon as possible because you're a good revenue generator.
Yeah.
Especially if you cop a plea. If you plead guilty.
They love plea bargainers because you guys are backing straight down and giving them the money that they're looking for, and you're putting yourself right back out there. You done proved what you're going to do for them. So when they run out of a few bucks and they want to grab a few bucks from you, they already know you're the first person to come bum it from.
Yep, and they ain't even got to ask. They just send you a bill, basically.
Yeah, just pull you over, tell you owe it to them. You say okay, and you bitch out at your plea deal, and you tell them, "Hey, man, if it's only $100 and nobody says another word about it, and point off my license, what to do? I'm still driving." What's that?
It sounds a lot like bribery to me.
Yeah, it does. When you really think about it, yeah, man.
So reverse bribery? I don't know. I consider it citizen revenue generation. It's
okay.
It's revenue. I had a word for it. It was so good. I'll figure it out. Send it to you.
It'll pop out. Yeah, it's going to pop out right in mid sentence or something else. But yeah, man. I mean, I could get carried away in that conversation. We could go all day about how dirty and corrupt the whole system is. But I focus mostly, personally, more on like really bad behavior amongst individuals inside of agencies or areas, which is what I learned that happened to us. Once I found out that it was just a handful of people, and people love to throw that term out, that handful of bad apples. Once I learned that there's a handful of bad apples in damn near every agency, I kind of got pretty good at figuring out.
That's not what that means, man. Everybody misquotes that whole thing. When you have a bad apple, you get rid of the whole bunch. They're using the right analogy, but wrongly.
Yeah, they don't understand. And that's one of the things I'm trying to publicize, is for people to understand. All I'm doing is trying to offer what I've learned to the public, right? That's all I'm really trying to do. And what I learned was people's positions, because I thought I understood the legal system. I knew there were chiefs, I knew there were sergeants, I knew there were prosecutors, I knew there were judges, I knew there were circuit court versus civil court versus circuit court 2, 3, 4. I knew all that stuff existed, but I never understood that stepping stone of all of those positions and what their duties were until I had to learn to be able to find out who was responsible for doing the things that happened to official misconduct tonight.
That's almost always top down
and bottom up. It goes both ways. The shit flows up and down in this world, in this government world.
Well, if they're passing the buck, yes, they'll start juggling if they're trying to pass responsibility to a different agency. Go look at
a lot of times it might be someone who's trying to get away with something, and they're at the very bottom of the chain, and they get away with it too.
ATL has been fighting these guys for like 8 months just to get a report filed about someone doing something unsavory with an underage individual. That's it. He wasn't trying to get anybody. He was just trying to let them know that something has happened. He wasn't, and it's just, they trespassed his ass from trying to file a report. He went back to try to file a complaint. He couldn't go in because he'd already been trespassed. It's like, they even told him, we know you didn't break the law and we don't know why you're trespassed, but you are trespassed.
Yeah. We can't have you learning anything else about this, sir. That's what they should say. They should just walk out the door when they see him coming, and they should say, you know what? Yeah, some crooked shit's going on here. We're aware of it. You're aware of it. We know it. But, man, you can't publicize it. Go away.
That's
because
right.
that's what they're doing. I mean, each person individually in their authority, in their duty, is doing their ability to stop people like ATL and myself and official misconduct and other victims that are trying to gather case evidence or things like that. Those people are doing their part. It's the thin blue line. That's what it really means. They're doing what they can do in the position they're in to be able to utilize what they have control of to do their part in stopping you from making progress. Usually, what they're trying to avoid is being publicized,
All right, I got a
but
couple.
they also try to avoid what you can
You got
get
about
to
2
go
minutes
to a
left.
judge.
You got about 2 minutes left. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, shit. Sorry.
So, you have any small channels that you like to watch, like new and upcoming channels?
Yeah, I watch a lot of other channels. I mean, as I said before, the busier I get, the less time I have to watch. And I meet more and more people every day. I try to sub back to every supporter channel.
You can't.
And
You got a limited
no,
number of subscriptions you get, and you got a limited number of notifications that you get for the subscriptions you're subscribed to.
not only that, but you only got so many hours in a day, and every one of them's producing content. So there's, I mean, just in a handful of close supporter friends, that I stay in touch with every day,
So
they might put out 25 videos in one day that are all 30, 40 minutes long. I don't have the time. I got to work,
I
you
have
know?
39 previous guests. All of them are active current content creators creating content daily, if not several videos a day, from shorts creators to gamers to people that do 10 hours at a stretch.
Mhm.
I can't cover it all. There's no way in hell.
That way,
There's no possible way. And
yeah,
find new channels to try to present that's just beyond the pale. So I'll watch the ones that I can when they
yeah,
happen. I do live streams largely because that's kind of what I do. So I look for
right,
making content and live streaming at least once on their channel in the past year, and then I'll go talk to them.
right.
Hey, you got a live stream. Let's work something out over here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could use your help on some live stuff too. I've got a few ideas with some of the people I'm working with that
Certainly.
I need some help doing some interviews.
My
Um,
AfterDark is all about trying to work through the problems with other YouTubers, with OBS, with StreamYard, with streaming, with YouTube terms of service, with all of that stuff. And we discuss random topics that pop up when nobody's got any problems. So, like, I've got a video loaded up tonight about Homo naledi, one of the early hominids, and
mhm.
play it while we see who wants to jump in. And it's like only 12 minutes long, and then we'll talk to whoever happens to pop up. Are you going to be dipping out when this is done?
No, I'm going to stick around for a little bit. There's so much to talk about, and I'm trying to get through with you so that you don't have to do a part two.
Got any channels you want to shout out before we go?
Well, you know what? I do want to sort of answer that question a little bit deeper that you had for me about if I'm, I wouldn't say fans, but if I appreciate other newer channels, smaller channels. What it is when I see a video, or at least a video of a subject in which a person, if I feel like a person has done a lot of work to get to the level that they were at to be able to produce what they did. And I'm not talking about being able to produce videos. I'm talking about being able to perform in that position without falling on their face and getting arrested.
Right.
Man, those people, I try my best to watch more of their content, to follow them and support them, and hopefully be able to give them a hand if they fall or whatever, whatever I can do. But I run into those quite often. There's a lot of people that are up and coming that are just learning about this kind of stuff, and they're just starting to produce their own. So keep your eyes out, guys, for the ones. If you see a video that's circulating and it's only got like 400 views or something, or if you join a new channel and you see videos in there that only have a little bit of views, and then they might have a video that has a whole bunch of views, man, it does not mean that one video with a whole bunch of views is the only good one. What that means is that's the video that brought people's attention to that channel. So watch their content, man, even if it only has a handful of views.
I've gone through so many tiny channels looking for people that A, are currently making content, B, are willing to actually have a conversation with a YouTube troll named Caucasian Sasquatch because I'm
Yeah, no troll.
and 3, are willing to actually come on a live stream at a given time and is close enough to my time zone that it's not absurd.
Right.
Right. I'll shift my time a little bit. We can go back 4 hours. We can go forward 4 hours. Either way you want to go. That gives you a pretty good window getting in, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
The other aspect I want to bring up about that is that when our channel was at its very foundation, and I'm talking about both mine and Official Misconducts, we had the support of AFA. You know, he was the one that kind of helped us to learn how to drive, you know, and bumped us on the ass and said, "Get out there and do it."
yeah,
You know,
good boy.
so that's where we started. I mean, that was a really good, solid foundation for us. We got lucky to be able to get that because, man, I mean, right off the bat, we were getting a lot of support. You know,
Right.
that's the beauty of this community, man.
I got lucky and hooked up with NC Tyrant Hunter pretty early, and I'm not an auditor and I don't do anything like that, but I really like talking to auditors.
Yeah.
Individually. They all have all sorts of different reasons for why they do what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all
Yeah.
have
It's not
good
always a
reasons.
victim, and it's not always somebody who loves law. It's always someone who's doing something that you should pay attention to, though. I promise you that.
Thank you,
You
Hud's
know.
Custom Shop. I'm hoping to get him in for a show like this. We'll hash out what he does. He's got a bunch of cool stuff on his channel. He's been working on it
Who?
for years. Hood's Custom Shop. He's in the chat right now. I'll see we can get him up on the screen so you can read what he was saying. But yeah, no, he does live streams. I don't know, once, twice, 3 times a week, often enough. He's got this camper live-in RV bus thing that he's building. He does
Nice.
some cabinetry woodwork type stuff. He's got a bunch of stuff,
Cool.
you know, but what really got me in was that bus. I saw that bus, went, man, I want me one of those.
I saw where somebody bought an old Boeing 747 and turned it into like an RV.
There you go.
It's badass.
I tell you what I've always wanted to do, and this is like top tier. If I were to like wake up tomorrow and be an internet millionaire and not know how it happened, I would immediately get someone to make me a carbon fiber Catalina body.
Catalina body?
A flying yacht from the mid 40s.
What is it? What is a Catalina?
It is a flying boat from World War II.
Cool.
I want to put 2 HO high power, high efficiency engines on it and redesign it utilizing a carbon fiber body. That should be the most nimble, sporty little house you ever flew around in.
You better be careful what you say on here because the government's liable to take that idea and create a freaking weapon out of it.
Please. Please.
Yeah.
I just want to see it fly.
Yeah, make one and then give it to Sasquatch. You assholes, you take all our money anyway. You might as well build something cool with it.
Duck is better. All right, brother, you did a show. You got anything you want to tell everybody before we go? I'll give you the big screen. You can
Oh, hell, man. I mean, there's so much more stuff. Like, no, I just...
Okay, we'll get back to it in After Dark. We'll be right back in just a minute. All right?
All right, yeah.
Brother, I'm going to mute you and put you backstage, have a little talk with these folks.
You got it.
All right, let me take the big screen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. This is for public safety. He's been having some issues with his local county mounties. They're not doing necessarily good things, but fact is, nobody knows all the story around all of everyone. And I'm not a big fan of the apologists who want to say, well, you never know what type of day the officer might be having. We didn't ask what type of a day the officer is going to be having either. We just want him to abide by the law and to do his job. He doesn't have to do anything more or anything less than the rest of us. That's it. So I don't see why it's such a problem. Bam! What is up, NC Tyrant Hunter? We was just talking about you, Mr. Self-Destruction, Stranger Than Usual. It's good to see all y'all. I'm glad to see everybody came in here. At one point in time, we had 25 people in chat. I'm proud of you. Y'all did good. But I've actually got a little video up on this one.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
All right, fellas. All right,
Senator
let me get my
Raphael
man back
Warnock
under.
supports
Shut up.
the.
I don't want to talk politics. Many blood-sucking animals. That's what politics are. What's up, brother? I'm gonna drop
Oh, not much, man. The garage.
Yeah.
No, sorry, man. I was trying to get through like a bunch of basics so that I wanted to get to the content, like of what the channel was about, but there's just so much shit in between here and there,
You're good. And I mean, like I said, I do updates every couple of months on previous guest channels. Whether you're actually available to be around or not, we'll go look at whatever the hell it is you put up.
Well, and I think a lot of people that have, especially people that are going to come from my side of things, the people that I know already, they already know the gist of it. And I think we got out there that we were the victims of the botched raid.
Yeah.
So, like, that's basically the thing that I wanted to make sure that I expressed. I want to do that in all my platforms. That way people know the basic, the foundation of my content,
Well,
and Tiffany.
Question in chat I think I need to answer, but she asked, do we ever talk about Bigfoot? And yes, ma'am, we do. And After Dark, Bigfoot quite often becomes a topic of conversation. I have interviewed 2 or 3 Bigfoot hunters, one of which actually has multiple teams going out in Tennessee looking for Bigfoot right now, tracking down every sighting, every footprint, every hair, everything that might have been Bigfoot. And he don't even judge people when they try to scam him. He just comes, gets the evidence, takes it to whoever can prove it one way or the other, shrugs at it if it's not, and goes back to looking for Bigfoot. My man's serious. Bigfoot Anon is also fairly serious, although he's got a little bit more of a gift of gab. Officially Forest Monsters, serious as a heart attack. That man is looking for Bigfoot. Bigfoot needs to watch the fuck out. That man is savage.
If he works hard enough, he'll find them.
Oh, yeah, no. If anybody in the East Coast is going to find Bigfoot, it will be officially Forest of Monsters. He is hiring enough meth heads to get it done. I don't know. I just know that they're always out there filming in the middle of the night, and it does kind of go to figure.
Well, one of my, like back before all this happened to me, I used to be pretty into the hobby of outdoor activist. Like I did outdoor stuff. Matter of fact, I applied to be on the show alone on history. And yeah, in that I met some people. I actually dated a girl that was the freaking reality TV star as the what do you call it? The bad guy. I'm brain farting on a word here, but the villain. She's the villain.
Yeah.
Of Naked and Afraid.
All right, chat. So I just dropped the link in chat. I'm gonna have to see some body parts. You understand? We're gonna have to see an actual person, or you're not coming up here. Previous guests are preferred, future guests are secondarily preferred. So Hood's Custom Shop, if you'd like to hop in, that's up to you. You can ask whatever questions you like to any of us that are up here. Like I said, I'm hoping to get him in. Stranger Than Usual, I want to host him too. He's got a really neat channel. He does exactly what his name says, strange and unusual things. But he's a lot deeper. He gets down to the nitty gritty of certain cases, and I really dig that. I really like it. Do you watch anything that's not auditor based?
Yeah, I tried to, man. I'm running out of time for life, but yeah, I'm actually into the stuff you're talking about. Like I like a lot of the UFO, but I like it from like the historical aspect. Like what you would see on the more accredited factual channels. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir. I'm sorry, Jeff's fucking with me.
My boy.
Body part will show me. I bet he do. Jeff, I told you we're supposed to do that behind the scenes, not out front where everybody can see. They might think something.
NC would make the best Bigfoot hunter.
Dude, no, don't get me started on that shit.
Wouldn't he be like his personality? Wouldn't he be like the perfect Bigfoot hunter?
Not unless Bigfoot tried to ask him questions or give him directives.
They better not. They'd be like, fuck you, go on home. Get out of here, Bigfoot.
What are you doing out here? Making biscuits, fuck off.
Bam.
I love it. Ooh. Oh yeah.
Boy, don't take no shit.
EFS. I can't remember the other guy that he gets backwards all the time. Oh yeah, no, I know you've been driving all day, Hoods, man. I was just saying the link's there, you can pop up or not, come in next show. I don't it's with you, dude. We just try to help each other out after. If I don't have an after dark planned, I usually drop off into private, put the link in, let everybody come in backstage, and we watch a movie. I just found this channel.
Who are we?
This is a cool one. Hold on, let me get the name. Kadoosh. Homecuz is walking around with 2.81 thousand subscribers, and it's got like 6 videos, maybe.
Oh wow.
Nah, he's doing good work. Check this stuff out, man. As far as I can tell, this channel's only like 4 months old.
Yeah, that's killing it. That
Where do we come from?
Yeah.
that means it's content's rocking.
The universe.
All right, so
And what?
you
if
should be
anything,
able to talk over
does it all
video,
mean?
although you might not hear me.
These are questions that we all
I'm
ask.
hearing you right now.
Some by consulting the ancient scriptures of this or that religion. Others by appealing to the annals of sciences.
What's up, AJ?
What's
Yet
that?
when our ancient earth decides
He's got the perfect accent for it too, and his sleek editing style is absolutely flawless. I love it. It's great. I love little channels like this. It's fantastic. And I don't mean to be offensive when I say little channels. To me, anybody under 10K is a little channel. Because until you get 20, 30,000 subs, YouTube don't give two shits about you.
Yeah, but man, if he's getting those kind of views with that small of a sub base, that's gonna get huge.
Great.
Mhm.
He does great work. And the name of it is The Left Hand Path.
Left hand path.
That's the name of the channel, Left Hand Path.
You got somebody that can put links in?
I just dropped it. Oh, I haven't hit it yet. I just dropped it in chat.
I want to make sure I go back and add that later.
So,
I'm on my phone, so
interesting stuff. He's got some real cool stuff. This is specifically about Homo naledi, one of the more recent hominids that were recently discovered in Africa. These guys may or may not have made it out of Africa before us, and it's debated whether or not the what ATO? What the hell are you talking about? I don't have no 100K. Oh wait, no. NC Tyrant Hunter just hit 100K, y'all. I
yeah,
forgot.
I did.
Cuz hit 100K like a week ago and kept bobbling up and down right around the edge of it. He finally got there and stuck.
Mhm.
Yep.
Proud of him. I've been
He's been teetering on that for almost as long as I've known him, man. It's like, come on, just give it to him. He's earned it.
Yeah, real dude. He's put in more work than most East Coast auditors have.
Oh God, yeah. He works all the time, man. He wears himself out doing it, you know.
I just wish sometimes I just want him to go sit down, man. You just I can feel
It's
it.
hard
Man,
for him to sit
that's-
down.
Oh,
He has a hard time getting up.
that's true.
Right.
Thank you. I have a hard time getting up.
I love you,
I'm
NC.
proud of you.
Hey, he don't have no hard time standing up though, standing up for himself. He might have a hard time getting out of a chair, but he sure as shit will
He's got
stand up.
What a real though. Shifted around a little bit.
I'm gonna stick around for a few more minutes, guys, then I'm gonna probably have to roll.
I'm glad you came in. I appreciate it. This part's all bonus. Anybody wants to stick around can. Anybody wants to leave can
It was
also
good
do
to see
that.
you.
I'm gonna stick around as long as my system here is acting funny. But once I get it going, I'll probably have to hop off.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, man, I got this weird thing that was going on with my channel past few weeks. I had a couple of weird copyright things happen that would pop up and then go away like they were never there. But then the video would be removed and they wouldn't necessarily. There was some weird shit going on, right? So during Misconduct's show, we're going along and all of a sudden my entire laptop screen crashes. The stream continued for another 8 minutes flawlessly. And you can see me at the end of that show right before it ended. I'm going, why is it still working if everything's crashed? I don't understand. How is it that that's frozen? This is frozen, but according to my YouTube over here on my phone, I'm good. So I just rolled with it.
That is weird.
And then it froze up, and that's when the show ended and everything went ham. I had to do a full restart. I just said, screw it, went to bed.
I mean, there's no time delay in these lives, really, so it can't be that. Like, it couldn't have been.
YouTube can. No, YouTube can. I have a little bit of a theory that if YouTube is screwing around on an actual admin YouTube is screwing around on your channel while you're live, it gums up the work some kind of how. Because
I
sometimes
can see that. I just can't see it like holding 8 minutes worth and then, continuing for 8 minutes. Like,
well, on normal activation right now, there could be as much as a 3-minute delay between what we're saying here and what they see on YouTube.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But as far as our communication while we're on these panels, it's only like a second delay at the most.
Back and forth between us.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I have my Google opened with the StreamYards, and then I have Windows for the YouTube, and they're different.
Yeah, they're off a little bit.
They're usually only off by like.
Yeah. It was like a couple minutes.
Oh, really? A couple minutes?
Off by as much as 8 minutes. I've seen it go 8 minutes.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know that. Now I've had multiple devices too. I use my Fire TV for a lot of my YouTube, watching YouTube. Right. And a lot of times when both Official Misconduct and I are both watching the same thing, we'll turn it on the TV, but you can't comment from the TV. So we both have our phones going, you know what I mean? Where we can still get involved in the comment section. Oops. And a lot of times that's off by like a second or two, but I've never seen it be more than, a couple of seconds.
No, what I'm saying is from inside StreamYard to the YouTube that people see outside of StreamYard can be as much as 8 seconds. 8 minutes. When I was showing the Little Shop of Horrors, the longer that stream went, the further out of sync my StreamYards came from my YouTube. I had it playing on a phone over here where I could see it, and they were moving at the same speed, but the YouTube was slowly dragging behind StreamYards.
Wow.
It was strange, and it was making dealing with chat very, very difficult, very hard.
I've been running into some copyright issues.
That's fine, stranger than usual. That's cool. When you say copyright issues, are you talking claims or are you talking?
Yeah, music claims. I finally got monetized just recently. I mean, it's baby steps. It's teeny tiny stuff, pennies. But you have to go through your whole channel, and they go back and they look at every video that you've ever posted, everything you've ever posted, and they make sure that they do another check. You get the original copyright, check like when you download it, but when you do flip over to being monetized, they go back again, and it takes like 3 days for them to go over everything. So mine got a few strikes, and all of them turned out to be they shouldn't have happened. So I'm waiting now on the whole appeal. Well, it's not the appeal process. It's me saying that it shouldn't be copyright. But I do have the app developers that I've been using that are the ones presenting that it's not a copyright. So I've got to wait on the app that I pay for, their people, the developers, to work with YouTube's developers to say that it's not a copyright. And I only have 5 days to be able to make the claim.
Right. No, it drives me crazy. I decided a long time ago that I wasn't going to monetize my channel when I first started. Yeah. And as I was going through and getting views and things, I was like, well, what would be wrong with monetizing it? There wouldn't be nothing.
What's it going to hurt, dude, if it helps you pay for your equipment? I mean,
I use a different copyrighted song for every single one of my shows.
Yeah.
The only part of my show that could even ever possibly be monetized is the edited version from the jump. Everything else is already copyright claimed.
Right.
So the only view time that I have that actually counts towards my monetization are the view time that I get directly from my pre-edited shows that I upload later, my episodes. I don't get none of the views, none of the time, none of this counts towards anything
Yeah.
because it's copyright claimed out the gate. And the reason I do that is because I want to know who's going to copyright claim my video so that if somebody else copyright claims it, I can jerk their chain real hard. I go and find out who holds that license, and then I put that song on. When Studio Canals tries to copyright some random crap I was doing, I can fuck them. It's
There
not
you go.
yours. You can't do it. No, you're out of Venezuela. You don't count. But yeah, no, they're going through and showing you where they got the pieces from, the caves they found them in. And these critters were running around quite deeply into the underdark of caves, man. I mean, there's no evidence that they utilized fire, but they did apparently utilize hand tools of various descriptions. So you're talking like a palm axe or something like that, chip flakes and stuff to cut stuff. Anyway, they didn't utilize fire. So how the hell did they get a quarter mile down in a cave? By touch or echolocation?
Be tough to have light.
There is no
That's
light.
fine.
That's beyond the light barrier. But
I've
as I
seen
understand,
some of those ancient underground things that'll have like a mirror source that'll bring light down pretty far.
yeah,
But you would find evidence of that,
no, these things didn't make mirrors, brother. They're
Yeah.
barely counted as human. This
Teeny
one is
tiny too.
identified. Well, no, this is a juvenile. This is the one of the very few juvenile fossils we have from any hominid. We found almost no juvenile hominids. In fact, let me go a step further. Do you have any idea how many gorilla fossils we have?
Not at all.
Not one. None. All gorilla fossils that we have were derived from either living specimens or recently killed specimens. To my
So
knowledge,
gorilla would be, you would think it'd be a new species then, huh?
that's what the appearance would be, but in reality, we've known about gorillas since the mid 1500s. It didn't become common knowledge until the mid 50s.
Hmm.
So when you start talking about, well, Bigfoot can't be real, Sasquatch can't be real because we don't have any fossil evidence. To this day, we still have no very little fossil evidence of chimpanzees, of gorillas, or of any other variation of large ape. We do have fossil evidence of a 15-foot tall baboon creature, and we only have it from like a few bones, like a couple. My point being, when you're in Africa and you're making fossils, it's not the La Brea tar pit. You're not
Right.
getting full samples. You're only getting a femur and a piece of a kneecap and a chip off an elbow and a tooth, piece of a skull if you're lucky. And
Right.
that's it. And they're rebuilding entire genomes from this concept. And I'm not sure how sanguine I am with that concept.
Well,
Because there's an alternate theory that there is actually no such thing as a human species in the general sense, that Neanderthals and Australopithecus and all of these were interbreedable, that they were all technically human and they could breed. And so there's no technical distinction between the species themselves. They're all subspecies.
gotcha.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
That actually makes sense. I mean, that's a plausible theory because, I mean, look at us now. We're very different from
Well, there's other features.
one.
Over the past 200,000 years, and specifically the past 1,000 years, when we started trying to rank these different critters that we come across, it is a morphological decision that generally times them as far as what time period they would be laid down at. They look at the layer in the rock and say, okay, well, that was so many years ago. You have no idea if that rock's been moved, if there's been earthquakes, whatever might have happened, sediments, rains, whatever. All you know is it was found in that particular layer, which theoretically is X number of years old. And then they look at the face and determine how much human it looks to date it inside that range.
Hmm.
And I don't believe that's good science, because the look of the individual is less important than the actual genealogy of the individual when it comes to our genealogy. Because if we're looking at a race of people that never made it out of the Stone Age, then we're not talking about near antecedents. But if we're talking about people who still have genetics in our line, then we're talking about a real antecedent. But without that information, I don't even see how we can have that conversation.
You know, just in my lifetime, just in my adulthood, where I became interested in those types of things, it went from like when I very first started becoming interested in, the beginning of humans, they were saying at that point in time, I was probably in my early 20s, so 25 years ago, they were saying that humans started 3,000 years ago, in that range, right? Well, now they're saying that it went back at least 6,000, and some people are proving 10,000. That's how much has changed in 25 years,
Right.
which is
As
one
far as
person's lifetime.
sorry, we have a set of footprints in limestone in Texas, I do believe, that are supposedly 26,000 years old, and that was a family,
Ooh,
2 children,
26,000.
mother, walking and recently laid down ash on limestone, and it was captured. I think it's in Texas, somewhere around there. 26,000 years old, because they know the exact date of the eruption that coated it in ash and made it fossilized.
Right. How else would they be in that layer?
Right,
I mean, that's
below that layer, not just in it, but below it, specifically below
right.
it. These people walked through the fresh laydown of basically silica sediment with limestone, and then the ash fell on top and trapped the prints, made casts of them.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing.
I mean, people really don't grasp. I know I didn't. It took me a long time of watching this kind of stuff, paying attention to this kind of um, this type of topic to even really grasp what those years mean. When you talk, I mean, we are literally like this group of humans are only a couple of thousand years in. So
Right.
when you start talking 20,000, and then you compare that to the idea of where we're at 2,000, you're like, holy crap, man, they've been around way long. Can you imagine how much more advanced an intelligent species should be if they lasted for, say, 3,000 years
You obviously
compared to us?
very much of the After Dark show. I have a theory we're on a prison planet, that the aliens have already found us and know that we are bad news. And so to retard our ability to do damage, they took a small breeding population of us and threw us on a planet out of the way so that they would not be extincting us. And then they went and extincted us all in the galaxy. And when we finally do get out of our heliopause and make contact with the intergalactic alien races that are out there, they're immediately going to eliminate our asses and come back and put us back in the Stone Age.
Just about every
200,000
super scientist,
with nothing.
just about every super scientist, genius scientist that is involved in believing in extraterrestrial life says that if our people, our humans, ever get in contact with an extraterrestrial, we're probably going to die.
Where's the button? Dying. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Uh-oh. Is that COVID?
Breathe.
Damn, he shut the screen off and everything for this one. Does he need a pat on the back?
I was hybrid.
And
There he
you
is. Sasquatch lives.
I'll be the red Sasquatch instead of the Caucasian Sasquatch. Every time.
There you go.
Good
Hey,
stuff.
I love you all, man, and I hate to cut out. I
You good.
sometimes I hate how much shit gets put on my plate, man, because this is the kind of stuff I dig in my real life. But I think I got this stupid computer up, and I better hurry up and start transferring data while it's working.
You do this about twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I pop up with an After Dark after any particular show I do, and we discuss most anything that pops up. Whatever rears
Awesome.
its ugly head.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, man, I appreciate you having me, and tell everybody I said thank you, and I couldn't appreciate it more than I do. That's for sure. We'll be seeing y'all.
I appreciate it. Welcome back anytime, brother.
Love you.
All right, AJ, what you got shaking?
What?
I said, what you got shaking, bacon?
I was cooking dinner.
Dinar. Boo.
Boom.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
So, what
So
you
what you
got?
gotta throw me under the bus for? Huh?
What?
What? You said at the beginning of the show, rewind. You were gonna throw me under the bus. For what? The bus done ran over me and left me 5 miles down the road.
I ain't running over you with no bus. Why would I do that? That's crazy.
You said you would throw me under the bus. I don't know. They
No,
were
no,
your
what I
words.
was saying, but I was saying that he hadn't come in yet. He said he was that he'd be in right around 8, and I was like, close enough for government work. We'll work it out. I'll go destroy part of my show, and then we'll finish it. It'll be great.
There you go.
Exactly.
There'll be plenty of time.
Dude, if it wasn't for technical problems, if it wasn't for technical issues,
It wouldn't be the Shit Shill show.
It'd be some other show. It wouldn't be my show for sure. If I ever have one actually work, I don't even know. I'm gonna celebrate.
Hell yeah. Celebrate.
Oh Lord. And I don't know why I get so nervous before I go live. I mean,
you saw my fuzzy wuzzy, right? I was
don't-
doing it with you. Fuzzy wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy wuzzy. That's what I do before the show now. I'm like,
I didn't even. Okay,
What?
brother. I'll see you when you come in. I said I didn't even do my rubber baby buggy bumpers.
I was like, rubber.
Listen.
What does he say? I
Rubber
was like,
baby
fuck it.
bumpers.
Fuzzy
Rubber
wuzzy was the
baby
bear.
She sells seashells down by the seashore.
My S's don't go very well.
Hey, it's Boa Omega. What is up, brethren? You sure you are not among the life impaired? So far,
I am impaired.
I might be adult impaired. Not an adult
For
will.
sure.
In fact, I tend to put all my adulting in one pile and do it all at once, and then not adult at all for days on end. Hey, Bernie, welcome to the show. ATL, Boa Omega, Heather Holt, mandatory carry, work line, ATL auditor, NC Tyrant Hunter, Judd, the mod god. Thank you for coming in tonight, buddy. I really needed that. I was sitting here trying to eyeball all that crap, and it was not going well in my brain. Mod god. Yep. All right. So we got about 30 more minutes if you want to take it up.
If I want to take it up. What?
Well, I was
Hey, Saturday there's some tasing going on. I'm not sure what time, but Toe is gonna be getting tased.
there
it is. There's
Yep. I'm supposed to email him like next week.
Awesome.
Talk to him. I mean, he was like, yeah, give me an email. I'm busy from now until.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I got them playing in the background.
But that is a very supportive.
Oh my God.
They are woof. They're very supportive community. The whole community is just
for real,
full on, all about it. Get clean, do what you got to do. Relapse a dozen times if you got to, but get clean.
Yep.
Like you can fail this time, but try again.
Yep.
And you can fail that time, but try again.
I mean, I'm telling you.
You didn't become a junkie on your first try, did you?
What?
You didn't become a junkie on your first try, did you?
No.
You're not going to get clean on your first try either.
No. I'm clean now. 21 days, bitch.
You're doing good, baby. I'm proud of you. Can't tell you how proud of you I am. Mm-hmm. Might even be able to get you to eat a sandwich directly.
Maybe.
Get a little bit of fluffing on your muffin.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm an ice age mammal. I like my girls, floofy.
All right.
Yeah. Floofy. I kind of like it whenever they look like a popped can of biscuits. That's
Man, look, I ain't getting that big, dude. I mean, I've already put a little extra, maybe 10 pounds over the last couple weeks. Shit. There's plenty of fluffing on my body.
Hey, ATL, what the fuck kind of a seizure are you having, dude? Hold on.
21,
Hell. Let's see.
22
Stuck
tomorrow.
inside except was bloody needed till I cast off foot. Went to Six Flags today. 21 for all yo. 21, 21, 21, 21.
Oh, he's
22
counting my
tomorrow.
days.
21, okay, right. Yes, no, 22, 23. Right. I got you. Okay, all right. I thought he was having some kind of Tourette's or something. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah, no, there comes a point in time, and don't get too much in a hurry to reach this point, because it won't happen as long as you're thinking about it. But there comes a point in time when you'll look up and realize, shit, it's been a week. I ain't even thought about it. There'll come a point in time when it's been a month. There'll come a point in time, and I don't mean since you quit.
After the first 7 days, I was good. Like, I was like, dang, it's been this long already, but then that first week, fuck, man. If it wasn't for Toe, like, I don't know if I would have made it.
Yeah, no, Toe's great. Another previous
he's
guest.
an awesome friend, like, for real.
Anytime, like, when nobody else will answer me, Toe will pop up out of the fucking grave and be like, what's that? What the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
Is it left or right on this
He'll be
particular
like,
button?
AJ, stop it.
That's also called food, Boa. Yeah, you can be addicted to food, but it's not typically a lethal addiction.
It's
under
not, yeah. I
those
mean,
circumstances.
yeah. Caffeine, I mean, is like one of the top ones.
Hey, no, sugar is one of the most addictive chemicals on earth.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
especially for chimpanzees, like advanced form chimpanzees like us. We developed a taste for sugar.
ATL, are you getting old? Because we've had that conversation.
Welcome to the show, Elizabeth Rojas. I appreciate
Rojas.
you.
Rojas.
Rojas. Yes. I can roll my tongue.
I can't.
You can't? How do you live in Texas if you can't even do
that? Usually I can't roll my R's, but I did it very well that time, so I was proud of myself.
You're doing good. I'm proud of you too. So this cat here, I can't remember his name. It's John something, ain't it? Hold up.
Yes.
I can't remember his name to save my life. I've been back and watched a few of his videos. He's got some pretty good videos, but really his strong suit is in his live stream content, being there in person and feeling like the positive vibe feedback that comes through. It's really weird and really neat too. I really like his community. It's great.
Yes.
Before we go any further, I want to put his fucking. The whole reason I've been scrolling down here is to come and grab this.
Well, grab it, eh? Gosh.
It's grabbed. It is grabbited. It's okay, ATL. I'm fuzzy too. Right. Let's get off of his stream for YouTube. Besides, I'm doing something inappropriate. I'm just saying hi to peoples. That's all. Doing the live restart. Anybody familiar with Outdoor University?
Outdoor what?
Outdoor University.
No.
He does a live stream like 3 times a week or so. And so far it's been so crowded it's impossible to get a word into him. And I don't think I've managed to get an email through to him. Sometimes when I go to email to about sections, people tell me they have their email in their about section. I get there, it's not there.
Yeah, some do, some don't.
But then here's the weird part.
They'll
email me. And after they email me, I can see their email in their about section.
Oh.
That seems a little bit too nefarious.
Someone said that about mine too. They couldn't, because I know mine's on there, and they were like, it's not there. And I was like, what?
And it's not there. It's just not fucking there. You can't make it be there if it's not there. And then you get an email from them, and suddenly it's there.
Right.
And I've seen stuff like that happen in chat too, especially in live chats. They'll just filter all the email addresses out. Nobody ever be the wiser. That's YouTube doing it. Google doing it, not us. That's okay, ATL. Everybody's got their kink. No shame here. Captain Caveman. You have son with you? And son. You got Captain Caveman in here. I'm that's it. I've made it. I have made it. Captain Caveman showed up to watch my stream. I'm a YouTuber. It's happened.
Who's Captain Caveman?
It's Captain Caveman.
Who is that?
I don't care. He's Captain Caveman.
Oh.
I don't give a shit if it's a little Asian kid on a bicycle. He has a great moniker. It's fantastic. I love it. You ever watch the old Wacky Racist cartoons?
Yes.
Snagglepuss. Stage left. Muttley. Yeah. Yeah, what was it? Dastardly Dan, Dangerous Dan. Dastardly Dan McGrew. Yeah, no, he's a straight up villain heel, a multi-billionaire who just entered the race to piss everybody off.
Right.
Good times. Saturday morning cartoons is a thing the children would never ever know about. The absolute joy of sitting there cross-legged in a shirt that's too big, eating Fruit Loops with 2 splashes of milk on it, straight up with your hands. Watching Scooby-Doo and the gang go and solve another mystery. Of course, there's no such thing as ghosts.
Whatever.
Not on the Scooby-Doo show.
Oh.
Not once did they ever find a ghost that was an actual ghost.
You're right there.
Actually, in some of the later shows, there was a Halloween episode where the ghost appeared after they left. Like while they were driving away, they saw it one more time. But I don't count it because that was late for them.
I can't.
Quick Draw McGraw, Yogi and Boo Boo, Pixie and Dixie. That's right. Yeah, my man's breaking out the old school here. I hear you, baby. It's good stuff. Who we got live currently?
Don't spill anything.
Paranormal Search. He's having a bit of a drama issue over on his channel.
Oh yeah.
I had a chit chat with him a couple of weeks ago, and he was doing a show, and then suddenly he had bigger problems.
Let me tell you, that cat is just funny.
It's his channel. He can do with it as he pleases. I can only make suggestions.
It's about time he said what he had to say, though.
Hey, I got a question for y'all in chat. I got a good one. All right. How many monster cereals were there?
Monster series?
Monster cereals. You remember the
cereal.
Monster Crew? Hell, you saw all the cartoons on Saturday morning. I bet you had Frankenberry.
Yeah.
Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Name another one.
Dang.
Boo Berry.
Oh yeah.
That's 3. Anyone else?
I'm gonna guess 5.
Count Chocula, ATL. Count Chocula was yeah. Bo Omega gets the one. Gets you. Yep. It's Boo Berry was the Ghost Berry one. Yummy Mummy is the other one, odd man out. But the one everyone forgets is Fruit Brute. It was basically a knockoff of like nothing but the berries from Captain Crunch.
They still have that.
Fruit Brute?
Well, maybe not that. They call it Captain Berries, I think.
No. Fruit Brute was God.
Fruit like Brute. It?
No, I couldn't eat it. I'm allergic to red. Anything that's got red in it, it's just no.
Red 40?
Yep.
My son was that way, yeah.
Oh boy. Tell me something. Is he also allergic to latex?
No.
I am. How about beans?
No. I know you're allergic to everything. Like you can't have nothing.
Oh, fuck no. You're not coming up here until I get hell no. Mandatory carry wants to come out, but I don't know how much he's been drinking. He was just live, which means that's like 3 beers or so. And he's done being
You
live.
of
So
all
it might be
people are
6.
saying you don't know because he's been drinking. You
Well,
sure
first of
that?
all, he wrote his name as close to correctly as I've ever seen it. Which means he's not fucking around. Which means he might be fucking around. So I'm not sure I'm gonna let him up here yet. Not until we get off YouTube.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say you can, yeah.
And now he's got something
14
to say
minutes.
about it. We go to the private chat and wait patiently. I cannot keep
I know he's not wrong. I've
not
been
wrong, yeah.
around you enough to know enough.
Well, do you want to come up on YouTube? Are you going to do so much out loud on the Eric statement, or would you rather just hang out backstage for another
Are you
minute?
talking to me?
I'm talking to Mandatory Carry,
Oh.
who is backstage currently.
Oh, well, I can't see backstage.
I
Homie.
know, and I'm sorry. It's very confusing. I'm not worried about her. She can protect herself. I'm worried about my channel being deuced out by the first 6 words that you say on my live stream.
I
Yeah, my
ain't
very first
sorry.
live stream, he was like my first or second guest. I can't remember
Yes.
exactly, one or the other. And
Yeah.
when we were trying to figure out how to actually go live using StreamYard, it happened in the middle of it without me realizing it. And so the very first words ever spoken on my channel live on YouTube were the 6 verboten words. And he did them all in a breath. It was just like blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God, I've got
That's funny.
Oh, it was great. It was up for about a week before I figured out how to take it down.
What's up, Trinity Trails?
Hey, Trinity. Hey, yeah, no, I've been checking out some of their stuff.
Trinity?
I look at so many different new channels, like it's hard for me to keep them all
Look,
straight.
man, Trinity is fucking awesome.
Hey,
I mean, as a person, his panels are great. He does the RC car thing, so it's pretty cool.
Bo Omega must be a little older than they're letting on. The Sog Master.
Sog
Yeah, that
Master?
rings a bell. Little bell.
I know when you have too much milk in your cereal, it becomes a Sog Master.
Of Sog Monster. Sog Master prevented the sogginess. I think it was it a Reese thing or a Captain Crunch thing or whatever? I can't remember exactly.
They all are that way.
All right, you be nice, Carrie. I'm gonna bring you up here, but you be nice. Give me a thumbs up. YouTube nice. I don't care about me or her. You can have at us, but okay. No, bitch says no. It's like fuck you. You up there, your ass is gonna have to find a new job. I'm gonna quit you. Well, anyway, you got about 10 minutes to wait.
I will cut.
As long as you're good with it, I'm good with it. It's fine. We can go back and watch your live that's not live.
True.
Yeah. No, if you've never tuned in for one of Mandatory Carry's live, it's it ranges somewhere between a foaming at the mouth rant and a dissertation.
You can call me a cunt all you want. Bring it. You just don't know.
Why would I do that?
Not you. I ain't talking to you, homie.
Why? My mama come back from life and pop me in the damn mouth. Not allowed. That's completely inappropriate. Oh,
shit
Lord.
show.
I don't do shit shows, bro. Nah. I got people for that. Yes, that are perfectly capable of handling the LC. I just asked them what the hell's going on. I hope they're right. Because if not, I'm going to look like an idiot. And I'm okay with that. It's fine. It's just fine. Can't understand normal thinking. That's kind of like a headspace operator error. right? It just didn't work because you didn't think it out right.
I like this Captain Caveman.
Yeah, there. Um, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. He kind of settled in here with just the perfect name, but I'm loving it. But I don't know. We'll see.
One eye
We'll
open.
see. We'll see. Why not? That's right. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna wait that 10 minutes. I want to talk to Carrie
About
about
fucking time.
Oh, she just wants to get to the real deal. That's what it is. She wants that backstage time. Sasquatch. Hey, do you want to know the sound that you make right after you finish kissing Sasquatch?
Yeah. Oh, that one was so stupid. I did not like that one.
All right. Much love, everybody. I appreciate y'all watching.